time to play klezmer music. And one great thing about this band, for me, is that not because we come from classical music or some other music, but this is a band that has the highest artistic standards because it's klezmer music and because it's lautar music. We don't have to make excuses about it and say, like some years ago, Brave Old World played in the New England Conservatory. Brave Old World is, I've always tried to have that have a very high artistic standard. And we got a review from the classical music director who was there at Jordan Hall, who said, Brave Old World is trying to make a lady out of a tramp. Enough said about that. And in Germany, there's a textbook which this is really shocking. I just found out about this a few weeks ago, which is in very much the same spirit, trying to say that klezmer music is a kind of refined version of something which is really the streets, that says that it's a how would you call this? A scrubbed down baby piglet is how it's described in this textbook. In other words, something that by nature is actually kind of dirty, but has been polished clean. And this is a fundamental misunderstanding of artistic standards in klezmer music. By the way, we've traded telephone ringtones with each other in this band too. This is Adam Stinga's ringtone that I now have on my phone, so I have to call back later. Anyway, so one thing you have to understand here is that both klezmer and lautar musicians in this part of the world played at the royal courts, at the courts of the boyars, the noble people. And in the 19th century, before the rise of musical nationalism throughout Europe, they were playing Turkish classical music for Romanian aristocrats, which is a very highly refined, nuanced music. And so, like in royal courts everywhere, the royalty has very, very refined tastes. And the musicians had to be able to play at that level of taste. The finest musicians were therefore very, very fine artists. And I think that through this project, we're getting an insight into just how fine the artistry was in some parts of the world for both Yiddish musicians and lautar musicians.